The halacha, if you're allowed to play on Shabbos soccer, basketball, volleyball, ping pong, tennis, whatever, all of the above. So the Shulchan Aruch says in Shin Ches halacha mem hey, osur litzchok b'Shabbos v'Yom Tov b'Kador. You're not allowed to play on Shabbos v'Yom Tov with a ball. So according to this, all of the above, you're not allowed to play with this. We're going to see the reason soon in a minute. Then comes the Ramah and he says, "V'yesh matirin v'nohagu lahokil." That's in the Tosas Maseches Beya. It says some people are makel and the matirim it's allowed to, and the minig is lahokil. Okay, so the Mogen Avram he brings over here the reason the kadur is osur according to the mechaber to play on Shabbos. He says v'osur letaltel kadur. It's not because it's not Shabbos dik or looks yom chol or no. Pashut the kadur, the ball is a muktzeh. It's like it's a useless thing. It's you can do nothing with it like a stone. Stone you cannot move it. And he said meaning if you want to use a stone that is muktzeh, why the stone is muktzeh? It's one of the worst forms of muktzeh. It's called muktzeh machmas gufoy. It's useless. If it's a kli, like we spoke about, kli shemalachta lose a hammer, when you have a use for it, so since it's a kli, it's less of a muktzeh. Gufoy mukoymoy, you could move it. Like a stone, you can't move for any reason because that's a useless muktzeh. Muktzeh machmas gufoy, even letzorich gufoy mukoymoy. If you have a use for it right now, you can't. And furthermore, the halacha it refers you to in this chapter Shin Ches halacha Chof Aleph. Over there it says that if you want to use a stone on Shabbos, it's not enough to think about it. Erev Shabbos, Friday, I'm going to use it for Shabbos. The machshava alone cannot convert us from muktzeh to being not a muktzeh. You need to do a maaseh. You have to pick up the stone. Says, you know what? I'm putting it aside. This stone, I'm going to have a use for it tomorrow. Then you could do it. You need a maaseh.
How can we say the same by the ball? The ball was made for a purpose.
Very good. We're going to talk about it. Very good question. So the Maisa, the way, again, I'm telling you what was the Havamina of, what was the idea of the, by the way, it's not from the Mechaber. The Mechaber brings this from Sefer Ogur and B'Shem Shiboyle Haleket. The previous poskim before him, he quotes them. So according to them, the way they looked at that, it was a useless thing. You can do nothing with it. Then they say, since normally you could say, Lamoshel, I could use this ball, let's say the ping pong ball, to put on the bottle, to cover the bottle. Kisui, that's going to be a cover on the bottle. You cannot say the way they understood, according to the circumstances of their time, since the ball would be dirty and muddy, so you cannot use this. Nobody's going to use it to cover anything from food. So Memela, it becomes a muktzah, like a stone, an evan, muktzah machmas gufoy. Memela, if it's useless, you cannot move it whatsoever. That's why you cannot play with it. Okay, we're going to the Yir Nekuda. We're going to talk in a minute. The Mishnah Berurah brings Yir Nekuda. Then he brings v'yesh matirin. This is the Ramo says, and some matir meaning mashma matirin meaning lechatchila v'nohagul lahokil and minig is lahokil. Says the Magen Avram brings the shach. He says v'shach kosav da toisvus lo koslu. The whole makor, the origin, the source of the Ramah that's allowed to at the Tosas Maseches Beya. It says the Tosas lo koslu latir ela b'yom tov. The Ramah, the Shach want to say, he basically disagreeing with the Ramah over here because the Ramah talks about Hilchas Shabbos over here. Says it's allowed to. Shach says no. The heter of the Tosfos that you allow to use the ball, play with it. It was on Yom Tov. Maseches Beya, it's Maseches Yom Tov. Talks about Yom Tov over there. Kevan the yesh boy tzorich k'tzaz, amorin mitoch shutro letzorich utzot mean like this. On Yom Tov we say such a svara. Why are you allowed to on Yom Tov to carry from one domain to another? We don't need an eruv on Yom Tov. You could carry from take your siddur to shul, take your talis back from shul home. Why? We heard all the eterim on Yom Tov letzorich oichel nefesh. If it was a food, I understand you're carrying a food, going to your host, to your guest. You're carrying a bottle of wine, that's allowed to tzarech echel nefesh. Why are you allowed to take a siddur with you on Yom Tov, your talis to carry? Because the Torah says over there, mitoch shutar letzoyrech, hutar shlo letzorech. Since already Chachamim mattered you, to to carry from one domain to another. No matter any tzorich Yom Tov you have, if you need a fatalis for davening, a siddur for something over here. This is tzorich Yom Tov, meaning it makes you a Yom Tov happier. You're going to play a ping pong, let's say. Things going to make you happier. The matter. That's Shach says that's only Shayach by Yom Tov, not Shabbos. That's the svara. So comes like this. According to Mechaber, Osur legamre, Shabbos for Yom Tov. According to Ramo, Mutar legamre, Benohagu lehokel, Shabbos for Yom Tov. Come the Shach says no. Yom Tov you're allowed to, according to the Ramo, the his shita, not Shabbos. So he disagrees.
Even according to the svara of the middle path, that svara would be good on Shabbat also, if it make you happy to play ping pong.
Okay, that's very good. The Magen Avraham saying that. However, the Shach, that's what I said now. Shach comes the Magen Avraham, says like this. The Magen Avraham says like this. V'li nire, the lo amrinu b'toch ela be'isur etzoah, aber be'isur tiltul Shabbos v'yom tov shovin. It says the whole svara the Shach using, because over there, but Yom Tov is saying, because we matter you to do a tzov achnose for oichel nefesh, we matter you also for a ball. He says the whole thing of allow you that's l'tzarech tzov achnose, but mitzad itzam hamuktzeh, he says, if it's not muktzeh, that doesn't make a difference between Shabbos and Yom Tov. And Adrabah, he says, the Adrabah Yom Tov the muktzeh also be Yom Tov. He says, Adrabah, Yom Tov and Muktzah, it's more severe. The whole discussion of Gemara and Beya, if Muktzah is Shaykh b'Shabbos or not, without getting to it, but the bottom line, Muktzah of Yom Tov in certain ways is more severe than, if it's Mutar on Yom Tov, it's not Muktzah, let's say it's home, you're playing a ping pong at home, you're not going to Shus Harabim in and out of Shus Harabim, so if you're allowed to do it on Yom Tov, he says, Kal V'chomer, he says, b'Shabbos. He says, V'imken, im shore lo taltula, meaning if there's no muktzeh, the kador is no halacha vilu b'yom tov kavochemer b'Shabbos. Ela, the b'yom tov shore afilu b'shus harabim. The svara of the Shach is masking with you. Yom Tov, you could take it from one domain to another to play with it, because there's no isur etzov achnasa, because utra afilu shelo l'tzoyrech Yom Tov, if there was matir to do etzov achnasa, to carry from one domain to another, for oichel nefesh, it was matir for everything that makes you happy on Yom Tov. But he says, I will b'Shabbos osur b'shus harabim. So he's masking with the Shach only b'shus harabim, but on Shabbos itself at home, says, so going back to the svara of the Ramo, he's asking with the Ramo, you're allowed to play on Shabbos Yom Tov a ping pong. That's the conclusion of the Magen Avraham.
Can I make a comment?
Yes.
You mentioned earlier about ping pong.
Yeah.
On the table.
Yes.
Makes noise.
Yes.
Not question of Mashmiya Kol.
No, because Mashmiya, the Isra of Mashmiya, why are you talking? It's Mashmiya Kol. The inner Mashmiya Kol, when there is a rhythm as a music. Nobody plays ping pong to hear the music of the ping pong. You know, you have better music than that to hear.
Shouldn't even
Only with the
spoon.
No. Only when there's a rhythm, you're doing it to Mashmiya Kol. You're doing it to make a rhythm to Mashmiya Kol. Over here, you're not doing anything. And furthermore, there's another heter over there. The Ramo says why the Machaber is machmer. That's already in the get to Yom Tov more. According to the Machaber, you're not allowed to clap and to dance on Yom Tov. Ramo was matir because we don't have today kelim of to masaken. We're not expert in it. So okay, let's leave this shaila for again of Ashma called Yom Tov, but that's not shaykh of here. You see clearly it's not shaykh of here. Okay. Then he brings like this. The Yam Shel Shlomo, the Marshal, saying he has a different. Like I said, comes the Shach, he says the heter of the Ramo is only Yom Tov. Comes the Marshal, he says Bechlal, the heter of the Ramo from the Toisvas, he says is nicht so poshut. Why? Because the Gam Toisvas svira the Medina also lisok l'shenohagul lahokel. He says the Toisvas, you Ramo relying on the Toisvas that's allowed to do it on Yom Tov. He says the whole thing of it, it's not the pshat that's mutar lechatchila. Meaning it's also not right. At the nahagul lahokel, it was just it's a minute to be making. The truth is, if you look on the lotion of the Toisvos, it's not just a portion like the Marshal. There is the lotion of Toisvos. So like this. The shore gam tiyul the ashkechan meaning for leisure, not for necessity. The ashkechan nami the mesachkin bekadur shekorim plota belaz b'yom tov b'shus harabim aval gav the leke latiyul. The Tosas don't say no hagu. That the Ramo brings the meaning no hagu. The Tosas they do it. So you could say the Tosas meant only minag lahokil. No, again, you could argue that, but I don't see a strong raya for the marshal against the Ramo, because the Ramo used the lotion matirim. Yesh matirim. You're allowed to do it. Anyway, so I'm telling you, just so it comes out. We have several shittas over here. The mechaber osur legamre. The Ramo muter unahagu lahokel. Meaning, even though there are some aseret, but it says nahagu lahokel. Kam the Shach says it's only Yom Tov, not Shabbos. The comes the Mogen Avram says no. He brings it back the way we understood originally. Ramo muter b'Shabbos v'Yom Tov b'Shus HaYochid. There's no shaila of carrying from one domain to another. B'Shus HaYochid you can do it. Shabbos. Marshal says it's only a kula no hagu, but better not to. Like I said, the lotion of the Tosfos is not. I don't see a hechrach to say that, but that's what he says.
He's probably saying better not to, not having to do with anything to do with muksa, but just having to do with the feeling of Shabbat.
No, one second. Oh, you're saying a good svara, but so far I didn't read this. You're saying good svara? We're going to talk about it. We're going to gather two. So far, anybody that I read inside, nobody said that, what you just said. Now, comes over here the Elia Rabbah, and he brings over here like this. He brings the Yamshel Shloimo, another piece that the Mogen Avram did not bring over here. Yamshel Shloimo saying, the Marshal, is like this. Kosav, legdoilim minag rau, velektanim manichim. It's mechalek. If it's adults, he says, this is a bad minag to do this. Little children want to play below bar mitzvah. He says, let them do it. It's not that it's okay 100%. They want to do it. That's the Simchat Shabbos v'Yom Tov. Let them do it. Obviously, b'oifen hamuter, b'shus hayochid, like I said, we're going to talk soon about b'shus harabim. So then he brings like this. Then he brings v'zeh sefer loshon Tanya. Matzinu midrash echa. He brings a medrash, and he says over there, Tur Shimon Amai Chorev. There was a big mountain called Tur Shimon. It was a lot of people. It was destroyed. What the reason it was destroyed? The Medrash bring Amar Ravuna Aladesho Yomusakin Bekadur B'Shabbos, because they played with the ball on Shabbos, and that was the reason that mountain was destroyed. Then the Aruch HaShulchan brings also a Yerushalem Maseches Tainis saying the same thing, that that city was destroyed because they played on Shabbos. So from here you see, L'choira, fine, the Bavli, relying on the Bavli, we don't see that, but the Gemara doesn't mention anything about this. The Tosfos mentioned it's mutar, then the Mechaber brought also.
They probably don't accept the message.
Oh, but either they don't accept the Medrash, or I have another teretz for it in a minute. I have another teretz at what they're going to do with this Medrash or the Yerushalmi. You don't just ignore it like this. There's a Medrash and there's a Yerushalmi. Like the Aruch HaShulchan brings the Yerushalmi Maseches Tainis. So I'll tell you. So what here is what the I think we could understand is what the Mishnah Brura what he says over here. He says like this. The Mishnah Brura says, first of all, v'yesh matirim efsher dos the matirim l'choira. What they do with the isur muktzeh? The svara of those which is osrim, like the mechaber, because that bowl is muktzeh. It's useless. You're not going to put on top of your bottle or cover something because it's dirty. It's not clean. Nobody wants to put where you have food on it. So it's useless. It's like a stone. So according to everybody, if you took the ping pong ball before Shabbos, I'm going to play with it tomorrow, that will be okay. But if you didn't do that, it's osur, it's muktzeh. So he says, efsher shetamom, those which is matir, the Ramo, shekevan sheosur lekach umiyuchad laze b'tmidus. The ping pong table, it's only for this purpose. It's not like rolling all over. You have a place over there. It's done to play ping pong. Mimele lo shayva shemuktzeh. So the whole idea of when I could take a stone before Shabbos, prepare it to use it, I am allowed to use it because it's designated now for a new designation. It's not muksa anymore. Same thing, the ping pong is designated for this only. Memela, it's not a muksa. That's what you said, right? So memela, it's not a muksa. That's the those which is matirim. Now you like this. We call mokim. Lekula alma osur litzchak b'shus harabim v'afilu b'karmelis b'shus harabim the raisa or karmelis. What we have today in most places, it's reshus the rabbanon. Why? The bekal sheyipol lechutz me'arba amas v'osur le'esuyei. Aval b'yom tov mutar afilu b'shus harabim litzchak boy l'de'esu. So it says even the matirim, the Ramo, the heter would be not playing outside soccer because the Reshus Harabim, you could easily, if there's no Eruv, obviously, if there's no Eruv or Shuta the rice or the Rabbanon, you might bring the ball from one 4 amas to the other 4 amas, that's Osur. Yeah. Also says, but Yom Tov, it's no problem. Yom Tov, we're allowed to do it, so you're allowed to. But then even on Yom Tov, he says, a problem to play Rishus Rabim, the Kodek Shisorek Shelo Al Gabei Karka, that will be ping pong. You're playing on a table. Avol Al Gabei Karka Lekula Alma Osur Mishum Chashash Ashvuye Gumus. Playing like soccer on the ground, that's also because you might push dirt and cover some holes. That's called ashvuya gumis. It's at binyan. That's also. So according to this, comes out like this: lekula alma, according to everybody, Ramo, Shulchan Aruch, according to everybody, to play outside on the ground, soccer. That's also Shabbos v'Yom Tov. That's also why, because you might come to ashvuya gumis. You might push some dirt and cover some holes, and you made it's a sniff, it's a binyan of building. Now, ping pong at home, according to Shulchan Aruch, it's also according to the Ramah, it's mutar. According to the Shach, it's mutar b'Yom Tov, not Shabbos. According to Mogen Avraham, mutar Shabbos b'Yom Tov, Ramah and Mogen Avraham. And comes Yam Shel Shloimo, he tells you for adults, it's not okay to play, and Shabbos b'Yom Tov for children. For children, it's okay. Now, what they do with that Yerushalmi? So I'll tell you. I looked in the Alter Rebbe, and he brings mamash. He summarizes this halacha mamash like the Mogen Avraham. Also, lisla bekader b'Shabbos v'Yom Tov l'vish also letaltel v'nesh enter as kli olav. It's not a kli like a stone. V'yesh matirim letaltel v'isla b'rus hayochid v'nahagu mikedem lehokel v'lomichu b'yodom ho'il v'esh l'mal mashi yismoichu. Nobody rebukes them now. So the reason. Since the Mishnah Berurah says it's Osur B'Rshus Rabim, the Kula Alma could be what they understood why the Tur Shimon was destroyed, what the Medrash Echa and Yerushalmi brings. Maybe they thought they were playing B'Oifan Osur. Maybe they were playing soccer outside, and that's the Kula Alma Osur. That's how they understood maybe that Medrash or that Yerushalmi. But playing a ping pong inside. Maybe that wasn't the reason. Maybe I'm saying not that they ignored the medrash. Maybe they said the pshat and the medrash they played in a kadur b'oifan osur in not a permissible way. So that's why it was the place the Tur Shimon was destroyed. That's why the Alter Rebbe and like I said the Mishnah Berurah they bring. So it comes out like this. Now we're going to think it's not spirit of Shabbos, right? So I'll tell you, that's what the Kaf HaChaim brings. It says, first of all, he concludes the Kaf HaChaim. Kaf HaChaim says we kabel the roos, the Sfardim of the Mechaber. Osur lischak b'Shabbos v'Yom Tov b'Kadur v'Chadoyme minim shemasachkim b'em b'alei kubiyah v'gam osur taltalam shumuktzeh. Even he says, things like people playing sheshbesh, or according to him, people playing chess or whatever, shachmat, chess, whatever. According to him, you should not play with it. Then he says, "V'yesh matirim." He brings all what we said, and then it looks like he says at the end he concludes the Kaf HaChaim. He says like this. V'chol meshirat Hashem al ponom yizbonet b'ma shomru zal lo nitnu Shabbos v'yevim v'tayim l'Yisrael el lasok b'hem b'Torah. That's what he said. Spirit of Shabbos. The Torah giving us Shabbos to learn Torah. He says, "V'im ken echi aza b'yom hakodesh hazeh." It's a holy day. Shabbos v'Yom Tov. It's a Torah kedosha. Asher lo yarchen zov. It's not compared to anything, not to gold, to nothing. V'lasok b'havolim hamatamim nefesh kedosha. That's havolim. Why you? So according to this, that's another inyan of here. It's not the spirit of Shabbos. So I would say like this. Conclusion. That's what I would say. At some time, some people want to be machmir. They want to be everything to the maximum. Sometimes you're going to extreme. The result's not always good. Depends on the person. Depends on the child. What he's going to do in this time. Otherwise, if he's like sitting and learning, I tell listen, go learn. Don't play this now. Play it on Yom Chol if you want to. But if somebody is going with sugar, he doesn't know what to do with himself. He's not an ish sefer. He doesn't learn, and he's going to hate Shabbos because he was bored on Shabbos. He couldn't go on his cell phone. He couldn't go on his digital addiction on Shabbos, and he was going with sugar. So there is a makilim. So other rabba, Make him let him love Shabbos. If that's going to help a child or somebody play ping pong, well, it's a gesundheit. So it depends on the circumstance. It depends on the person. Somebody could sit and learn. Yeah, that's the best thing. Sit and learn on Shabbos. Shabbos is a holy day. Don't waste it playing ping pong. But if somebody gonna be bored on Shabbos, going meshuggah, doesn't know what to do, so there is yesh lahem al mashis moichel. Yes, so you have to know how. If you know the halacha, you know how to apply it when and what.
You could even make the cheshbon in the other